German champion Vincenzo Gualtieri, the IBF Middleweight champion, is in a fight for his life this Saturday against WBO champion Alimkhanuly. We are in for another unification fight. Let's talk about this matchup. Just as been stated throughout the year 2023, boxing has definitely been reborn with quality matchups, and this Saturday is no different, October 14th, as Alimkhanuly is taking on Vincenzo Gualtieri in a unification bout between middleweights, the IBF and WBO championships of the world. These two men coming together where the consensus is they're not well known, but they are presently two of the best in the division of the four-belt era of champions or titleists. In the case of Janibek, a fighter who is a bit more known than Gualtieri, he is a fighter that is trying to establish himself as the man of the division, currently with a record of 14-0 with 9 KOs. He is pursuing the unification because he wants to be an undisputed champion. He wants to be a fighter who is recognized as the best of his division. He has accused other fighters of avoiding him. Take, for example, Demetrius Andrade, who was campaigning as the champion in the division and abdicated his title when it was said that he would have to face mandatory challenger Janibek. Andrade, who felt like Janibek was not necessarily a fighter he wanted to defend against because nobody knew him, he didn't think that he could make the quality of money for that purse, so he decided to move up to 168. Now, when you talk about Vincenzo, who's currently 20-0 with 1 draw, 7 KOs, he's a fighter that hasn't been fighting on American soil very often, but he's definitely a man that is going to face the challenge that comes with this particular unification match. I've had a chance to review some of his matches, and though he is a moderate titleist, he is a fighter that Janibek will look at as an opponent, not another champion. But I'm here to say that that might be overlooking Vincenzo. He's a fighter that we're going to have to take a closer look at. But Janibek, who has fought frequently on ESPN, is definitely a fighter who has shown us strong aggression in his matches. He has looked to be outstanding against the opponent selection that he's had. His last fight in May of this year was a KO over Stephen Butler, who didn't put up much of a fight, but it was his fight prior to that in November of 2022 when he took on the UK's Denzel Bentley that I got a chance to really make a different type of assessment when it came down to what Janibek's strengths and weaknesses are. Bentley was able to box with him and make him look a little bit befuddled. I don't believe that Vincenzo is going to bring that type of challenge to Janibek. He's a fighter that gives the impression to me of a two-fisted puncher. He'll switch from orthodox to southpaw. Even though Janibek is a southpaw, the fact that Vincenzo switches could provide some interesting moments, because he'll start off in one position to throw combinations, and the next thing you know, he's switched over and he's on a different side. And he seems to like to fight on the inside. He likes to get in close, get his shots off, and then he'll step around and move back to the outside. If Janibek is as strong as touted, being on the inside with Janibek may not be to Vincenzo's advantage. He's a strong puncher and he has been well trained, but he relies heavily on intimidation. That's something that can work against certain individuals, and then men who have a stronger constitution. Intimidation doesn't typically work very well. And I have seen Vincenzo get in, be rough and tough, and go after guys. In his last fight in July of this year, he took on Ibf Wbo. And in that fight, he showed Falcao aggression, fighting on the inside. He dropped him. He even really looked to punish him on way to a unanimous decision, fighting in and out, in and out. And Falcao, who was trained by the Garcia camp, didn't have the answers. What proved to be a case for him in difficulty was the fact that Vincenzo was slick and mobile in there. His footwork to be able to dart in and out and give the angles, throwing his punches in combination, which I always speak about being very important for fighters to do. He gave him angles and provided frustration. So there are opportunities for him to do the same against Janibek when they face this Saturday. At the end of the day, I consider this a fight that's probably 75-25 for Janibek. He's faced a stiffer opposition. He understands what this division is about and how to assert himself. But sometimes when guys hold on to a title, it improves them. It improves their confidence in themselves and their own abilities. So that can be uncharted. We don't know what's going to happen when these two face off, but I expect it to be a good scrape while it lasts. At the end of the day, I favor Janibek in this fight, but it wouldn't surprise me if Vincenzo had some great moments in this fight. It remains to be seen. Look forward to Janibek Alimkhanuly being successful here. What do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think. Peace to everyone, and everyone please remain